Now before I start my review, just let me say this. Wow! Hi all, I'm the Grinning Critic. I love talking about movies, and I love talking about movies with a grin. And I always love it whenever I'm reviewing good movies. But sometimes I have to frown. Luckily, today is not one of those days. Let's talk about Dune Part 2, a movie which I loved. Let me begin. Following the 2021 film, Dune Part 1, otherwise known as Dune, we are now getting a sequel, Dune Part 2, and this film picked off right where the first film left off. So if you haven't seen the first film, spoilers. So Paul Atreides is now united with Chani and the Fremen people, and he's now working with them to attack these bad guys. That's essentially the basic premise of the movie. The movie's a lot more complex than that, but I think that's enough to say. I don't want to get into spoiler territory. Now, as for my opinions on the first Dune movie, I'll say this. I wasn't on the wavelength that everybody else was on. Everyone else seemed to be on this wave that they were surfing on. I was left drowning in the water. I liked the movie, but I didn't love it like everyone else seemed to. There were aspects I loved about it. Technically, it was a beautiful visual masterpiece, but I didn't really connect with the story too much. I found it boring and the pacing I thought was off. However, for this film, I am on the wavelength. I loved this film. Now, what I think makes this film really good is that by having the first film be a set-up movie, setting up the lore, setting up this world, it allows for this film to be a far better movie. This film just expands upon the lore. It does everything that a second film in a trilogy should do. Now this film, like the first film, is so visually appealing. CGI doesn't feel like CGI, it just blends in. The sandworms, we know they're CGI, there's no such thing as a real sandworm. It just blends in. Now the cinematography in this film is just excellent. The composure of the film as well. And that comes down to Denis Villeneuve being such a talented director. He really is, and it's really evident here. This film is so well crafted. And the costume design as well is fantastic, just like it was in the first film. And so is the production design. And I must also give credit to Hans Zimmer's awesome music score. Now, one thing that was very apparent in this film, that a lot of general audiences are very oblivious to, is the sound design. The sound design in this film is just excellent. Having a strong story, having great music, having great directing, having great visuals, having great sound design didn't really surprise me, because the first movie had all that. The thing that surprised me was the performances in this film, particularly that of Chalamet. Chalamet is excellent as Paul Atreides. I didn't know he had it in him to be such a good actor. He's so commanding, his line delivery is just excellent, and I loved seeing him act. He's a great actor. Give him more roles. He was excellent in this movie, and I want to see more of him. I really mean that. Now, Austin Butler as the villain, he is excellent in his role. Really, this man deserves to have an exploding career. Elvis did him a lot of favours. He was excellent in Elvis. This film is excellent in it as well, but that again didn't really surprise me, as he was excellent in Elvis. Look guys, and by the end of this film, all I wanted was for the next film. That is how good this movie was. Now, this is truly one of the best sci-fi films ever made. I'm going to give Dune Part 2 an A+. So there you go. This film is just great. I loved it. Please go check it out. Please spend your money on this film. This film is worth every cent of it. You've just got to experience it in the big screen. If you want me to discuss spoilers, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I'm the Grinning Critic, and don't forget to subscribe to me.